Hello, my name is Kindson Munonye, and today we'll continue from where we stopped under the Project Integration Management Knowledge area. Today we are going to be looking at monitor and control project work. This is a process that falls under the monitoring and controlling process group, and it follows from direct and manage project work. Monitor and control project work is a process of tracking, reviewing, and reporting the progress to meet the performance objectives defined in the project management plan. The key benefit of this process is that it allows stakeholders to understand the current state of the project, the steps taken, and budgets, schedule, and scope forecasts. Monitoring is an aspect of project management performed throughout the project. So, monitoring is performed throughout the life of the project, and it includes collecting, measuring, and distributing performance information and assessing measurements and trends to effect process improvement. Continuous monitoring gives the project management team insight into the health of the project and identifies any areas that may require special attention. Now, control includes determining corrective or preventive actions or replanning and following up on action plans to determine whether the actions taken resolve the performance issue. Monitor and control project work has to do with comparing actual project performance against the project management plan, assessing performance to determine whether any corrective or preventive actions are indicated, then recommending those actions as necessary. Identifying new risks and analyzing, tracking, and monitoring existing project risks to make sure the risks are identified, their status is reported, and that appropriate risk response plans are being executed. Monitoring and controlling also have to do with maintaining an accurate, timely information base concerning the project's products and their associated documentation through project completion, providing information to support status reporting, progress measurement and forecasting, providing forecasts to update current cost and current schedule information, monitoring implementation of approved changes as they occur, and providing appropriate reporting on project progress and status to program management when the project is part of an overall program. Let's now take a look at the ITTOs of monitor and control project work. The inputs include work performance data. This is raw data or information taken during project execution, schedule forecasts, cost forecasts, validated changes, work performance information, enterprise environmental factors, and of course organizational process assets. The tools and techniques used for monitoring and controlling project work include expert judgments, analytical techniques, project management information system, and meetings. So these are the 4 items: monitor and control project tools and techniques used to monitor and control project work. Alright, we also have outputs, work performance reports, change requests, and updates to the project management plan and project documents. Let's now take a look at these items and see how they apply. For instance, project management plan is needed for monitor and control because the project work involves looking at all aspects of the project. Subsidiary plans within the project management plan form a basis for controlling the project. We also need schedule forecasts for us to be able to monitor effectively. This is because the schedule forecasts are derived from progress against the schedule baseline and computed time estimate to complete. This is typically expressed in terms of schedule variance and schedule performance index. For projects not using earned value management, variances against the planned finish dates and forecasted finish dates are provided. We also have cost forecasts. Cost forecasts are derived from progress against the cost baseline and computed estimates to complete, and is typically expressed in terms of cost variance and cost performance index. An estimate at completion can be compared to the budget at completion to see if the project is still within tolerance ranges or if a change request is required. And for projects not using earned value measurement management, variances against plan versus actual expenditures are forecasted and forecasted final costs are provided. Other inputs include validated changes. These are changes that has been approved by the perform integrated change control process and require a validated change provides necessary data to confirm that the change was appropriately executed. And of course we need work performance information. Remember we mentioned before now we mentioned work performance reports. We mentioned work performance reports as outputs, but for inputs we have work performance information. What is work performance information? This is performance data collected from various controlling processes, analyzed in context and integrated based on relationships across areas. So work performance information is correlated and contextualized. What it means is we have this data measured and collected during project work. This data is not based on any context. It can be defined depending on the application area. But when it has been analyzed based on a particular application area and now it can be used to make decisions, the work performance data becomes work performance information. Examples of work performance information are status of deliverables, implementation status for change requests, and forecasted estimates to complete. Let's now take a look at some of the tools and techniques for monitor and control project work. Expert judgment. We've mentioned expert judgment before, and it's used by the project team to interpret information provided by the monitor and control processes. The project manager together with the team determines the actions required to ensure that the project performance matches expectation. Of course, we also need analytical techniques applied to forecast potential outcomes based on possible variations of projects or environmental variables and their relationship with other variables. Some of the analytical techniques are listed here: regression analysis, grouping methods, causal analysis, forecasting method, reserve analysis, trend analysis, variance analysis, earned value measurement or EVM, false tree analysis, failure mode and effect analysis. All of these are examples of analytical techniques that can be used to monitor and control project work. Of course, we need project management information system, and this is part of the enterprise environmental factors. Provide access to automated tools such as scheduling tools, databases, project records, financial records, etc. Of course, in monitoring and controlling project work, we also hold meetings with the relevant stakeholders, maybe face-to-face meeting, interactive, formal or informal meetings, and so on. Let's now take a look at the outputs of the monitor and control project work. In course of monitoring and controlling, there may be a request for change. So you compare the planned result versus the actual result, and you find out that the actual result is not exactly in line. It means that there must be a change. So it means a change request can be generated, maybe from a stakeholder or maybe from within the project team. A change request can be drawn out. Alright, change request may necessitate the collection and documentation of new requirements. Changes can impact the project management plan, project document, or product deliverables. Changes that meet the project's change control criteria should go through the integrated change control process established for the project. Changes might be, as I've discussed previously, corrective action, attempt to realign the performance of project work with project management plan, preventive action, attempt to ensure that future performance is aligned with project management plan, and defect repair, trying to modify a non-conforming product or project or product component. Another output is work performance reports. Remember, we've discussed work performance information and work performance data. Now we have work performance reports. Work performance reports are actually physical or electronic representation of work performance information compiled in project documents intended to generate decisions, actions, and awareness. So the report is a representation. It may be a subset of the project document. Okay, now examples are status reports, memos, justifications, information notes, recommendations. So these are not just measurements, it's not just values, it's actually reports that are presented, sent by email, sent by hard copy, and then it can be used to make decisions. So when the information is built up into an electronic representation or prepared in a hard copy or soft copy and sent, is now called a report. And it's a subset of project documents. Another output we may have is in monitor and control is project management plan updates. What it means is that changes identified might require updates to the project management plan. If they are processed, it can lead to project management plan updates. Some things that might be updated are the baselines, scope management baselines, scope management plan, requirements management plan, etc. All these items are the subsidiaries or components of the project management plan. And of course, we also have updates to the project documents might be necessary. Project documents that may be updated include schedule and cost forecast, work performance reports, and issue logs. So this is how we're winding up our discussion on monitor and control project work. I hope you've learned much from this, and thank you very much for joining me. As usual, I'm going to take you back to the ITTO's page so that you spend some time trying to get used to these tools and techniques, these inputs and outputs. And please join me as I discuss the next process on the project integration management knowledge area, and that will be perform integrated change control.